So they came into his life in those 5 years. They were young girls who Hazrat Khadija adopted from her sister. They came into the life of the Holy Prophet and they had been married off and later on married Hazrat Usman or whatever happened. So they were adopted daughters of the Holy Prophet. They died young, all of them. And the only daughter that was born after Islam, Hazrat Fatima. After Islam, the Holy Prophet had 2 sons from Hazrat Khadija after the age of 14. The first one called Qasim and the second one called Abdullah. That's why it's called Abul Qasim alayhi salam. Both died young. Hazrat Abdullah died at the age of 2. Then the people started calling the Holy Prophet Abtar, tailless. You know, in olden days, they would cut the tail off the horse so it doesn't bother them when they're fighting their enemy. That tailless animal was called Abtar. The Arabs would also, you know, like they would call names to the ones who had sons and all of their sons died. So they would call him Abtar, the one who is tailless. So Abu Lahab and Abu Jahl, Abu Lahab started calling the Holy Prophet Abtar. Oh, Abtar is coming. His sons have died. So the Holy Prophet was badly hurt. He wouldn't say anything. Allah gave him a daughter called Fatima and he said, Inna a'ataynaka al-kawthar, fasalli li rabbika wanhar, inna shani'aka huwa al-abtar. Indeed, your enemy is Abtar. And that's why the sons of Abu Lahab, all of his sons died, and he said, he will have no end. He will go to hell. You have Kawthar. Kawthar is, naslika fi khayri kathir. You will have a progeny that will live up to the day of judgment. So all the progeny of the Fatima. So all the Sayyids basically. So that is, now Hazrat Zayd ibn Thabit started calling the Holy Prophet, Ya Abati, Father, in Medina. When he came to Medina, he said, Father, Dad, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala disliked that. So he sent down the verse in Surah Ahzab, Surah number 33. وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ أَبَا أَحَدٍ مِّن رِّجَالِكُمْ وَلَكِنْ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ وَخَاتَمُ النَّبِيِّينَ. Muhammad is not the father of any one of you men. He is just my prophet and the seal of the messengers. وَلَكِنْ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ is the messenger of Allah and the seal of the prophets. That day he came to the house of the Fatima and she started calling him Ya Rasulallah, Ya Rasulallah. He said, Fatima, your behavior has changed. He said, Father, Ali told me that you announced today that Allah wants every one of the men to call you Ya Rasulallah. No one should call you Ya Abate. No one should call you father or dad. They should all call you a messenger of Allah. The verse has come down, so I'm going to call you Ya Rasulallah. He said, Oh Fatima, it is for everyone but you. You should continue calling me father. Okay? So he only had one daughter at the time of his death, who was displeased with the companions. This is again in Sahih Bukhari, that Hazrat Fatima died and she made a will to Imam Ali al-Islam that none of the companions of the Holy Prophet should be allowed to my funeral. And Hazrat Abu Bakr and Hazrat Umar both objected to Imam Ali al-Islam that why did you bury the daughter of the Holy Prophet at night and did not even tell us where her grave is, and we want to, tell us the grave and we're going to take her out and pray Namaz Janazah and then bury her again. He said, no, I will not, because she made a will. In Sahih Bukhari doesn't say the whole story. It says that Fatima died angry with Hazrat Abu Bakr and did not allow him to come to the Janazah, and Ali buried her at night. Laylan, dafanaha laylan. Prayed on her alone and buried her. Because of the things that had happened after the Holy Prophet when he had taken away everything from her. She said, this is my inheritance. He refused, and she said, the first person that I will complain about to the Holy Prophet will be you, and that's it, the ties broke. However, Sayyid Bukhari, he defends all of that, and he says that no, Hazrat Ali forgave him and he became, he did bad after that, after the death of Hazrat Fatima. So long as she was living, she did not let any of the Bani Hashim do bad to Abu Bakr. She kept telling Zubair and all the Bani Hashim that no, don't do bad. But once she died, so they all did it. This is what he says. However, the Shia history is different to it. Last question, if any. Yes? Okay, 2 questions. Because I have promised as well. Assalamu alaikum.
Can you tell us about the 12 infallible Imams? And I've read somewhere that there were 12, that you believe in 12 infallible Imams.
Yes.
And I was quite interested in the final Imam.
Listen.
And the Sayyid Mahdi.
Okay. There is one hadith in Sahih Bukhari that there will be 12 Amirs after me. In Sahih Muslim there are 7. I've already mentioned these, so if you refer to one of the previous videos. and the Holy Prophet says there will be 12 successors, khulafa. Sahih Muslim mentions all 3 words. In 7 different traditions, he mentions 3 words. He mentions amirs, khalifas, and 12 men who will succeed me. In Sahih Bukhari and Muslim or Jami Tirmidhi, none of these hadiths, they don't mention the names. Sahih Bukhari, in one place I haven't actually found it yet. He mentions that those 12 khulafa, one of them is Ali, one of them is Hassan, the first 3 khulafa, and in fact he was also counted Yazid as one of the 12 khulafa, and he's counted 12 khulafa. The Shias believe that they're all from Ahlul Bayt, they're all from Bani Hashim, they're all sons of each other, just like the prophets. The first one is Ali, the cousin of the Holy Prophet, his son-in-law, and the Holy Prophet about him has said, Ali, Ana wa Aliyun min Nurin Wahid, and the famous tradition when the Holy Prophet, when he came to Medina, he made all the Muhajirin brothers of Ansar. All the people that came from Mecca to Medina, he made them brothers of each other. Only one person left at the end, and people said, Ya Rasulullah, you've left Ali. And some were making fun of him. Ali, you don't have a brother. So the Holy Prophet said, Ali akhi fi dunya wal akhirah. Ali is my brother in this dunya and the hereafter. I have made you brothers of each other, the ones who are similar to each other. No one is similar to Ali except he is similar to me. He is the closest to me, and that's why he's my brother in this dunya and the hereafter. So the first, Ali. Second one, Ali's son Hassan and the grandson of the Holy Prophet, Hassan alayhi salam. Third one is Imam Hussein, his younger brother. And these are both sons. Hassan and Hussein are sons of Hazrat Fatima, the daughter of the Holy Prophet. Then Imam Hussein's son, Imam Zain al-Abidin. His name is Ali again. The fifth Imam is Imam Muhammad Baqir. The sixth Imam is Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam. Seventh Imam Musa Kadhim. Eighth Imam Ali ibn Musa Raza. Ninth Imam Muhammad Taqi. 10th Imam Ali Naqi. 11th Imam Hassan Askari, and the 12th Imam is Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. The last successor, all the Shias and Sunnis agree that he is Mahdi. I have today, last night actually, found a hadith that Hazrat Fatima, according to Imam Bukhari, we should say alayha salam, salamullahi alayha, and not radiyallahu anha. Okay, he's mentioned salam. And with Imam Mahdi, all Sunni and Shias use alayhi salam, but they don't use it for the previous 11 Imam. They say they are not alayhi salam, they are radiyallahu anhum, but the 12th Imam is alayhi salam. So they say Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. Why? Because Hazrat Isa will pray behind him. And the Sunnis believe that he is superior to the 11 first Imams. The Shias believe he is already born 255 Hijrah and he still lives, he is in occultation, he is in ghaibat. The Sunni brothers believe he is not born, he will be born of Imam Hassan. Okay? The Shias say that from mother's side he is from Imam Hassan and from father's side he is from Imam Hussein alayhi salam. The ahadith don't mention whose son he is from. The ahadith mention Al-Mahdi min Wuld Fatima. Mahdi is from the children of Hazrat Fatima. 119 ahadith on this topic in Sunni and Shia books, in Sunni books I think alone. 119 ahadith that Mahdi alayhi salam will be from Hazrat Fatima's progeny, okay, from her children. Yamla'ul arda, these wordings have appeared in whichever book talks about Imam Mahdi, these words have appeared about him. Yamla'ul arda qistan wa adla kama mala'u dhulma wa jawra. He will fill the earth with peace and justice, just as it will be filled with injustice and oppression before him. So before him it will be injustice and oppression, and when he comes, he will fill the earth with peace and justice. And he will fight and overthrow all the tyrant governments in his time. He will start his revolution from Mecca, he will take over all the Islamic world and the Europe and the whole world. So that's Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. I take this one question and then I take it.
दो क्वेश्चन पहला तो है कि इस्लाम में वालिदैन के हकूक़, जिस माशरे में हम रह रहे हैं यहाँ तो बच्चों के हकूक़